Hello and welcome back to the Tangled, the series, the happening, the returning, the revenge. So last time things got a bit hectic, shall we say, and we managed to have a couple of stuff happening also in between out of universe that I'd rather not mention. But for the purpose of this series, Rapunzel got revealed her supposed destiny, something that retroactively makes the first movie more important about a bigger scope of things, but at the last second, Cassandra snatched things away. So that's when we're reprising things out. Not much more to say other than, stuff that I can mention as the series is going on outside of maybe one thing that I can do in the intro. So I'll start as usual before the intro, as per tradition for this series, on Disney Plus, the pilot, which was in a big, gigantic 44-minute episode, is decomposed in two halves, but as usual, we'll basically divide in, give you the intermission, all the timestamps and all. So start before the actual opening of the episode in 3, 2, 1, click.
It has been, yes, quite a long time since we last did commentaries of this.
That's what this episode is for. We're going to learn about what was the backstory that explains this.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't believe they got Timothy Dalton to voice a monkey.
Yeah, yeah. You should, listen to James Bond.
Well, to be fair, Glibs, he has been in less dignifying roles than this. Let's face it. So yeah, what exactly did Cass see in that door? All right, now the conclusion. So let's see what Cass saw on that door.
Like Steven Universe character.
No.
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 She does kind of look like it, but no.
The Seven Dwarfs Cottage. I think we've got the wrong movie.
Yeah. Oh, that dress looks familiar now, doesn't it? Yeah.
There you go. Cassandra is Mother Gothel's daughter. Her real daughter, the biological.
Yep.
And she sucked then too.
And she sucked them too, yes.
I don't think the series ever states who the biological father is, but if I remember correctly, there are at least some implications that I will mention when it becomes more important.
Mm-hmm.
There were actually fans in the fan base who called this by comparing Cass's facial design with Mother Gothel's facial design, and you can tell because if you compare their faces, she has her mother's eyes. And here's a sad reprise of Waiting in the Wings, the Emmy Award winner.
And yeah, there you have it, folks. A Disney TV series adding on a very essential piece of canon to the overarching narrative of the lore. I point this out because
I don't think it's nothing new because the Aladdin TV series had been doing that in the 90s.
Well, okay, with the Aladdin TV series, though, it was kind of like a case where, yeah, stuff happened in the series, but it never felt like it touched really onto the movies, if you will. Save for that one episode that was a crossover between Disney's Hercules and Aladdin, but otherwise, it felt relatively self-contained, whereas, like...
And here we are. We've come full circle. She just kidnapped Rapunzel, like we saw in the first movie.
And as you may recall, she had to go into hiding as a result. Well, it's a good thing she doesn't have anything important back home waiting for her.
Not at all.
So yeah, she can she kidnapped Rapunzel because of her magic to keep her young.
Now keep in mind, Cass's childhood was so crap that she must have mentally repressed that Mother Gothel was her mother.
I know what she says here.
You ratted me out, sweetie!
Prepare to meet Kali in hell.
So there you go. Mother Gothel abandoned Cassandra for Rapunzel.
Again, keep in mind, Cassandra forgot the fact that Rapunzel's...
There you go. That's how the captain of the guard adopted her.
And in case you're wondering if this might sound a bit familiar with, so there have been some Elseworld continuities where Commissioner Gordon does adopt Bruce Wayne. I'm sure you do.
But yeah, keep in mind, she did not remember any of this, which implies that, yes, she must have repressed that because Mother Gothel was just that terrible a mother.
A goodie, she also stole the sword.
Yeah, she can control the Moonstone, which, yeah. And now we have a fantastic new song by Alan Menken performed by these two. Which is true. Rapunzel sometimes, as we saw in season 1, sometimes condescends to her.
I will release my notes about this point at least. This is a good opener to it. Like, yes, Cass is absolutely in the wrong, but given the flood of emotion she may have gotten with, given that something that, again, she must have mentally repressed to have not remember was suddenly brought crashing down on her, yes, I can believe that at the start she is not in the best mindset, essentially.
And once again, like we saw in her song in season 2, that finally gave Alan his Emmy. Eden Espinosa is still a fantastic singer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no wonder she was driven in saying the Great Divide would upset anyone.
Every time those two words are mentioned together in a sentence, every time.
It's
We
because
really got to stop mentioning them in the same sentence.
it's because it's a reminder that even one of the most beloved TV series of all time has that one bad episode. It's like
I don't know, Java. I still have to find a bad episode in Over the Garden Wall.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that sucked. So,
And Rapunzel, as usual, does that thing where she,
hey, it's all good.
Everything is
Okay.
fine.
Again. Okay, this is something. Allow me to interject. This is something that I do as well. This is kind of a problem that I have as well, where a lot of times my way of, like dealing with a bad thing is just not to acknowledge it at all and just pretend everything's fine.
I will
So
say this.
I can relate to Rapunzel in this. So.
I do actually like the whiplash of going from a heart-wrenching moment to Rapunzel suddenly acting happy and chipper, which does, I think, emphasize how, yeah, this ain't right. It would be like if you went from Simba mourning the death of his dad to suddenly the Hakuna Matata stuff.
Remember, that's the whole point. Like she's just pretending that everything's okay because that's her own way of coping.
Huh, that worked out.
This is something, like I said, this is something that I can personally understand.
Wait, a balloon just magically shows up.
Oh, there you are.
Oh no.
Why you don't like mimes either?
As established, we have established this a while ago, not for this series with Pedro, but apparently Dweebs has something against mimes.
Oh god, so he's like Cortex.
So it's
not-
like
They're
so
not
it's like how,
entertaining.
Yeah, thank you, Shorty.
Well, I mean, we've been seeing lately the thing that I hate the most is annoying narrators.
Thing of the week, anyway.
Next week will probably be something different.
Okay, I guess I can use this to talk about it. So back when, as I mentioned, me, Ventre Pedro showed this series to me. So back when season 1 ended, I had planted firmly the speculation that leaving Corona as it was, they were clearly setting up for something at their return. And my guess was Varian got out of prison and turned the entire thing into basically a rusty machinery, industrial age, hellhole. So we're about to see the payoff of that. Also, yes, if I recall correctly, we're also saying goodbye to Bruce Campbell's King.
Oh, just come along with us.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see him again. Don't worry.
Okay, I will say this. While when I first saw this, I was definitely intrigued with the idea of Cassandra being the evil counterpart to Rapunzel. I do think one missed opportunity was Eugene handling the stone, since, keep in mind, technically since Eugene is the son of the king of this area, that moonstone is technically his birthright. Like,
But Jova, that would imply Zachary Leva has to play a bad guy. Oh wait, too easy, I know.
Honestly, based on what we know from Eugene, Eugene has no interest in being a
No,
royal.
despite
so-
being his destiny. Like I said, my speculation was mostly on Lance. Again, maybe a bit stereotyping, but the series had built him to still have his kleptomaniac traditions.
Oh look, we're traveling by map. It's quicker, as the Muppets 2011 movie demonstrated.
Yeah, okay. Like I was gonna say, is this two parts are going to be just them flying in the balloon back to
No,
Corona?
surprisingly,
Prince.
it lives because in order to establish no status quo, we have to, go a bit quick. And yes, that's how we return very quickly to Corona.
Yes, Pete?
But Liv, haven't you learned anything from No Country for Old Men? We have to show every single step that the person takes in a walk. Otherwise, how do you know how they got there?
Are you sure everything is fine, Shiroi?
what? It's the kingdom of
I had sarcasm.
what? It's the
Things do
kingdom.
look a bit desaturated.
Look, it's
Yeah.
the kingdom of Corona, where no bad ills or plagues roam across the land.
There is no war in Corona, Jova.
There is
But
no
bad
virus.
things ever-
There is no war. There is no virus in Corona. No, everything is fine. Rapunzel, have you not noticed that the color scheme is a little duller?
Did Zack Snyder took over?
No.
Also, where are all the people?
They got
Zach.
King.
Oh crap!
away.
No, worse. We're in the Avengers 1998.
No, guys. We've just been transported to the days of Kingdom Hearts 2. The people are just invisible. You know,
So yes, not. Sorry, go on.
I do love the irony that Kingdom Hearts 3 actually went out of its way to have people you could dance with in Corona just to show, yes, we do have actual
NPC.
people.
Shut up.
They probably heard over the years of how many people like to meme that stuff. So they're okay, fine. We'll make sure we have people in here. Shut up.
Wait, there's quotas now for minerals? Did Hank from Banking Bad take over?
I mean, think about it, Jova. Who that we know would be interested in mineral materials?
Well, given
That stuff's kind of important, you prick.
Rapunzel. Wait,
Choppa,
what?
choppa, what? Oh, where's back the color? There you go.
Just a bit.
And there you go.
Well,
And-
shit.
So, Tio, how much were you patting yourself on the back for that prediction, I wonder?
Not much because he's still not an industrial hellhole, but yeah, this is also another occasion to have a bunch of reunion for the small tier villains.
Yeah, they've varying brought them out of attention probably.
Yeah.
Although,
Us 5 people managed to take over a whole kingdom.
well, remember, Andrew was working with... God,
Yeah,
I forget.
well,
There you go, Dweebs. Eugene is actually calling.
There you go. See,
Well, that
that's-
looked familiar.
That's the thing. You'll remember that Varian is an alchemist. So
With a new attire that looks so fucking cool.
And a goatee.
and a goatee.
Did I mention that he's my favorite character?
Well, he's an alchemist.
Now-
He's an
now-
alchemist. So that's not a surprise.
Now he looks like that creep out of Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness.
Well, Dwibs, that's why he's a bad guy now. Rewatch season 2 if you don't remember.
Oh, mixing science
let's
with
call it
magic.
that. And then the world.
So, I guess this just leaves us to wonder. I thought the king said that Varian was going to get help, but it seems that Varian has gotten influences from other folk. Varian.
You're grounded.
Yeah, assemble. And now the horse is going to drown.
It's a long story.
Yes,
subject.
very sensitive subject. So you're telling me that all we needed to get Maximilian off our tails in the original movie was a bubble? Huh. Oh no, gum in the hair!
Pays the Nickelodeon gag.
Yeah, you have to cut that to get it out.
And that's the thing, Shiroi, her hair can't be cut.
Yep.
So, suffer, I guess.
Yeah, just suffer. Ow.
Just be lucky that horse didn't crush you.
Oh,
my
no,
God.
he's on!
I
He's
will use my
gorgeous.
charm to subdue him.
The bisexuality is gonna get you killed.
Or so help me, I will ground you for a year, young man.
You're not my mom.
You idiot! That just blew a hole in the wall!
I'm not fixing that.
Ah, but you see, knowing that this mist will distribute a noxious gas into the... Yeah, okay, yeah, I just...
And that brings part 1 to an end, where I'm absolutely certain that Rapunzel and company are dead. The rest of the season is just about Varian. I'm sorry, guys. I know you were expecting a big
Yes.
confrontation between Rapunzel and Cassandra, but it turns out Varian will actually have to save the day to redeem himself
Yes.
after killing the protagonist. And that episode, that short where, you know, Rapunzel and Eugene got
so it's
married,
like-
that was in the afterlife.
That
Also,
means
it's like,
does that mean we're going to have to rewrite the intro song again, this time for
Yes.
Varian?
yes, we are.
Anyway, stay tuned for part 2 after the intermission.
Welcome everyone to Varian's Alchemy Adventure. Well, we can't call it Rapunzel's now because they're all dead. So we got to have our new protagonist, a short, narcissistic, egotistical, crazy person.
Who
My
forgot to lock
favourite.
the writing room?
What are you talking about? I didn't write that in the script. What do you mean my name's on it?
Alright, because this is the second of the two-parter of the original pilot, in case you have a copy with the intro, start right after that before the proper episode start. Give us the countdown, Reeves.
3, 2, 1, click.
You
And
mean
so
they're
Rapunzel's
actually
dead.
alive? No,
No, she's dead.
unfortunately, she's in the Mufasa
Also-
pose.
Uh-oh.
Wear gloves.
I guess to their credit, they are going to check and see if they're alive or not.
Oh no, the frying pan is.
Oh.
Ugh.
Look, when even the frying pan is
Can't we
destroyed...
just step on her hair and trip her over?
Her hair rubber bands for convenience.
Yes.
Well, I guess if the video game is anything to go off of.
Hey, it's the blacksmith.
Just be
Savior.
careful, Xavier could be a traitor for all we know. It's like everyone we know so far is a traitor.
I forgot if we mentioned already. Apparently, this guy was supposed to have actually a more supposedly present in the actual movie and have a role there. But apparently, that's why he's more important here in the series because they recobbled that too.
Would not surprise me. There's a lot of stuff that they, I think, saved over essentially, and essentially have played bigger parts.
Well, they
in the
integrated
series.
him as the narrator. You remember, he's the one that started talking about the Legend of Zantiri.
Okay, I'll give Varian's group credit. That's actually pretty wise. Like, instead of publicly staging a coup, which the people would probably, revolt against, in this case, make it so that it seems like it's the will of the king and the queen who, well, the people love. Even if they eventually start to think something strange is going on, chances are, for now, they think there must be a reason for this, since up until now, the king and queen have not steered them wrong.
Oh, great, you created Flubber again.
Yeah, okay, here's a question though, Varian. How are you going to make sure that chemical isn't going to wipe all of your memories?
That looks like it does a lot more than wiping memories. More like it'll wipe your existence out.
When he eventually perfects it. Because I don't recall ever
Well-
seeing a gas mask in this universe.
Well, actually, in his debut episode, he was wearing a gas mask,
Also, Dweebs, I
So
guess
we
the
know- so we
bandana
know
is
he-
supposed to do something.
so we know he has one.
The chemicals erase their memories by splattering their brains all over the
There you
wall.
go, see?
Man, Rapunzel has had to deal with the betrayal by what she considered her best friend, and now another old friend of hers is back and mind manipulating her parents. Oh boy. Look, as good as the pan is, have you considered maybe a sword might legit be more practical in situations like these?
Drova, that's blasphemy talking.
That's not fun. Shut up.
I mean, you could put spikes on the pan.
Oh, hi.
Did you really think you were gonna be able to sneak out on flipping Pascal of all people?
Shame on you. Thanks,
I
Shorty.
mean, he volunteered.
Yeah, but
Yeah, no one
Shorty's the
else
kind-
was volunteering.
Yeah, but Shorty's the kind of person who might actually make things worse.
But for which side?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's not forget how in season 2 it was Shorty that saved the day.
By circumstance.
It still counts.
Must have been the wind.
Because nobody
You
wasn't
two are the
there.
worst gods ever.
Well, to be fair, I'll still take these over the fucking flying squirrels in the Swan Princess sequels as guards for some reason.
Thank God later sequels forgot that. I mean, it's a lapse in continuity, but that's a lapse in continuity I'm willing to forgo. You see, it was all part of Varian's plan to place that dress because he predicted that Rapunzel and Cassandra would have a falling out. Yeah, that didn't go so well. Well, isn't that a happy ending in the making?
They're all guilty by association.
That's basically what he just said, Dwebs, actually. Yeah. Stop writing the script.
To be fair, they were already willing to give you a second chance after you tried to kill Rapunzel at the end of season 1. Which again does make me wonder. I thought the king said he was going to help.
Hold on.
Yeah, as you can
Yeah.
see, it's Andrew is also slightly manipulating Varian.
Which again, that does beg the question. How did Andrew get the chance to manipulate Varian?
Taking
There
advantage
we
of it.
go. Oh!
Fucking bubbles.
You really need to perfect the formula.
Yeah, not for their sakes.
Why? But yeah, no. What I'm getting at is that the implication is that the king, I guess, just threw Varian into a cell where these guys could influence him instead of getting him like a therapist when he said he'd help the boy.
They might as well have took him to Arkham Asylum at that point. Oh, hi.
Turns out he drew that on himself.
Yeah. The funny thing is that
It looks shit on him anyway.
the funny thing is
Shut
that
up!
Remember, Dwebs is very picky about
It's
facial
just
hair.
soul patches. I mean, especially on the guys like him.
you know the funny
Dwebs' nickname for that guy in Quantum Break, Banana Mustache. Dwebs is very picky about facial hair.
the funny thing is that the painted art style actually can trick you into thinking that that's a real goatee of his because of how the art style looks painted.
I'm pretty sure that was the point. Yeah.
It's a smudge.
You know, Rapunzel, I've noticed that there's been a lot more assassination attempts on your parents ever since you came back into the picture. Now, I don't want to point any fingers, but...
It's the Disney tradition, Jova.
Right, yes. It's Disney sending all the assassins after the parents. You're a Disney protagonist and your parents are alive? Oh, we simply cannot have that.
Bombs away.
Shouldn't there have been a kaboom?
There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Did you forget to put the thing in the barrel? Oh.
Now is not
Not
the
the
time!
time.
Just disable the ship.
It's important to use the correct terminology.
Okay, someone's been taking lessons from Batman, it seems.
Alright, let's see if this is not a bad bomb. Oh my god.
Oh my god. He's gotta get used to this whole hero work.
Yeah, just be careful. You better pop Rapunzel's bubble, otherwise she'll float so high in the air she'll be in space.
Okay, that may not just be a bubble, or that is a very tough bubble. Alchemy, I guess, just has no limitations.
It's got Sonic Free's bubble shield.
Oh my god. That's exactly what it is, good lord.
I mean, you could have just used the pin, mate, rather than waste your alchemy.
What a sore loser.
I mean, it was kind of established already since its first appearance, so...
And that's just their way to conveniently be out of the way.
This is now the second time that Lance and Eugene had to save the king and queen from a carriage-related incident.
Huh. Funny how that works.
Interesting.
Again, Rapunzel, starting to notice any patterns ever since you came back to the castle, just saying. And any good captain must go down with his ship.
I don't get a redemption moment. No.
Nah,
Rapunzel's reasoning was the correct one. Yeah, she can survive this. He can't.
I will say this also, I do dig the parallel here. Whereas Cassandra betrays Rapunzel and arguably damages a friendship, we also see Rapunzel mend a friendship with Varian, who we hadn't seen since season 1.
Also, your thieves elbow the glass and open from the inside.
It's reinforced glass!
We don't want to teach kids ways to be criminal too.
Yes, that's why we made a pirate show that said a good pirate never takes anyone else's property.
Or, unless you're gonna tell me, Jova, that there's a thieves guild that doesn't actually steal. Oh, wait.
Does everyone
the
just
mustache
have fake?
was
Mustache was fake.
Does everyone just have fake facial hair all of a sudden now? Yeah, I might as well. Also, while Cassandra betrayed us, at least her horse didn't. Oh! Don't worry, there's conveniently water down there, so we won't die.
Fidela has a mind of her own, so having Fidela also betray us is just because that would have been contrived and not particularly smart.
Right, and if I recall correctly, doesn't she have a thing going on with Max too?
Yeah, she does. Not to mention, she was already, if I remember correctly, she was already a Kingdom horse even before Cassandra joined the guard anyway.
How old is she? Because horses age. Also, Maleficent, quit it with the green fire.
Remember, Jova, Disney animation horses. They're built different. they're built different. So.
And yeah, speaking of Disney animation horse again, it's green evil fire.
This is an ability she's had since season 1. So.
I mean, it's season 3 already. She's just falling. And I assume she might bounce? Or maybe not.
Well, no, she needs to find a grappling spot.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, you've let down your golden hair. Don't worry, Pascal, you're not dead yet.
And
Yeah, we can let him out.
Now, thanks to the Song of the Moon, we can finally,
Yeah, if I go crazy and try and kill you all, that's my bad, okay?
I mean, how do we even know he's still alive?
That's what we need to find out with. So.
You know, if Kingdom Hearts ever does come back to the Kingdom of Corona, I could so see them taking elements from the TV show, most notably Dark Rapunzel. Yeah, okay, time to snap her out of it.
Oh.
Yeah, no touchy variant. Sorry.
Thank goodness he had gloves.
Whack her with her own frying pan.
Those were the magic words. Oh, good, I didn't kill anyone this time. What do you mean this time?
Never mind.
Speaking of which, hey, Dad, what was it that you wrote on that note?
Oh,
shit. Yeah.
That is the closure of Arian's character arc.
Yeah. It said that it wasn't the adoption papers. The what? Never mind.
Yeah, we're not quite through yet. We're just this is just the beginning of season 3.
I do kind of have a laugh that for all the build-up they gave that note, it was really just, I'm proud of you. I'm guessing that was the idea all along, to sort of subvert expectations in that regard.
Remember, what's Varian's song in the first season? I'm gonna make you proud, as in, I'm gonna make you proud, Dad. So that's meant to be the cap of his character arc.
Also, even with the head statue, they can't get Eugene's nose right.
Obviously.
That's
just tradition.
Also, a bit of a reference to the wedding short with Pascal and Max chasing after the crown.
I'm still convinced that either Byron Howard or Nathan Grano played a Tales game at the very least Symphonia, and that's where they got that idea.
So they got Jonathan Banks to do just those two or three lines.
There's a running gag in Silver Symphonia where they keep getting someone's face wrong in a wanted poster, Jova.
And yes, they're in jail.
Just hope you search them thoroughly, make sure you haven't got any
I'll admit,
get out of jail free cards.
I'll admit, when I first saw the short, I thought they were just gonna float away and that would give him a chance to escape for later, but nah, guess they caught him. Whoa! How did she do that?
I'm pretty sure her body mass is way too heavy to run this, but okay, whatever. It looks cool. Okay, just roll with it.
The magic hair gives
Don't
you
worry
the
about it.
ability to be lighter than sunshine. And hey, because it's season 3, now you all get different
Oh, look,
costumes.
that was a callback to the ending of the movie, by the way.
But yeah, everything's fine.
She's a bitch. I hate her.
If you can find her, even.
Yeah, and we fade to black before we hear her call her by more explicit names.
And let us go back to this ever-beloved ending song.
So yeah, another thing that I was speculating towards, season 3 was, how if Varian was going to be present, how was he going to be handled? Like I said, my speculation was on something similar to this kind of, opening, but it was like, okay, maybe probably it's a thing of, Varian gets handled, put back in prison, there you go, the focus is the rest of Cassandra, let's keep a low expectation. But no, not only is a big focus, not only they actually allow Varian to get a redemption arc, but he's gonna be semi-important at the very least, very recurring throughout the rest of the season. So, I appreciate that, they allowed the character to shine a bit more. And in hindsight, I guess I should have expected a bit more, because at the end of the day, this is still a series aimed at a younger audience, so they wouldn't do too much, potentially mean things, not necessarily dark, just mean things to the characters, But honestly, the big takeaway in all of this is that with the revelation towards Cassandra origins, that means someone actually tapped Mother Gothel, and it wasn't me. Why even continue living?
Tio, she's
Why
Tio,
did you have to say that?
Tio, she was old enough that she turned to dust when she hit the ground.
And even then, Teo, you can do better than her. Come
Yeah,
I can fix.
Tio,
The fact that you said it wasn't me.
on. No, you can't.
Tio, you can do
just-
better. Monica Bellucci from Brothers Grimm is right there.
You cannot fix her. Just like you can fix Shore. Sorry.
God damn.
Jesus. Okay, Paige, we don't need to smash the man's hopes that much. Dang.
He likes doomed ships, I see.
Anyway, well, what about your thoughts for these two-parter, Dweebs?
Yeah, solid enough.
Are you interested to see where the season will go?
Well, yeah, I'm curious. Although I won't lie, I also did kind of wish this series had like an Elseworld version. Well, but basically mainly based on the little jokes I made, like in this commentary.
Oh, right. Well, let's talk about this. Here's a funny thing you'll like. The next episode is called "Return of the King."
They know exactly what they're doing with
So
that.
does that mean the episode? So does that mean the episode's gonna end 6 times?
Sure.
No, it's good. The songs are fantastic. Nice to finally get closure for Varian, and yeah, just Cassandra to deal with for the rest of the season.
I'm sure it's not a problem.
No, not at all.
All right.
Jovan?
Yeah, no, I like it. I think it's a nice parallel that whereas Cassandra betrays us, we get Varian back as a friend. I guess if I were to give a few critiques, if I were in charge of the series, I might have made it maybe an episode or 2 longer for Varian to suddenly become good again, but to give them credit, the episode does seem to imply that Varian actually did legit want the best. He was just at a crossroads where he believed that this was the only way. That said, my issue is that him being all goody with the bad guys kind of implies that the king just threw him in a jail cell after he promised Rapunzel that he'd get him the help he needs and go easy on him. Like, What's the deal with that, Dad? It sounds like he had to be like jailmates with these
You
guys
also
to
have to
suddenly be best buds.
remember, the events of season 2 took place over the course of 1 year because, they start here on season 3 as it coincides with Rapunzel's second birthday after, her freedom, her obtained freedom. So we don't know exactly when the upstaging started happening, but it's implied that it's been happening for at least a time. So I do wonder if Varian even had time to go to prison for a long time because the other guy mentioned that he was his cellmate, so yes, probably was transferred in prison. But I wonder how quick it took. It's just left to interpretation, basically.
Mind you, though, it's a small critique. It's not something that ruins the episode for me, thankfully, though, because overall, it's still good, it's still fun, it's got some good visual gags and physical humor and whatnot. The action is good and on point, and hey, I do like that in spite of Rapunzel having one of the most heart-wrenching and heartbreaking things to happen to her since, well, shoot, probably her childhood with Mother Gothel, she still keeps a good upright face, and it does show that there is still light amongst the darkness, which shows that for as bad as things can get, sometimes it is still just darkest before the dawn. And us getting closure on Varian is nice, since, yeah, I get it, Season 2 was about us moving away from it, but I'm glad that they're not dragging out some of that stuff too much. I do kind of giggle and roll my eyes at the whole, oh, the message was that his dad was proud and not some secret lore hidden thing, which, yeah, I was there. I remember a lot of people were speculating that, oh, the message was something that would actually come back at the 11th hour, but no, it's just that he was proud to him. I can get some people being annoyed by that since the show definitely put a big emphasis on what he wrote, which would lead you to think it was a clue or not, but I'll admit, again, I'm glad we're at least getting the closure relatively early out of the way instead of us dragging stuff out needlessly.
This is also part of the damage of because of I probably, if I had to guess, low viewings because the first 2 seasons notoriously had low viewings, but someone at Walt Disney Studios champions for this to go on and get all the Blu-ray set as we established. This season has less episodes in total. I think 17 compared to the others, like 21 each.
Yes.
Which is sadly a shame, but at least we
so
got
I can
that
imagine
third
a couple of the filler and some stuff got condensed as a result. What about you, Pedro?
No, it's pretty great. The songs are great. Like everything's set up nicely for another season in Corona. So pretty cool. It basically boils down. We're basically back at the status quo of season 1 in a way, where in the season 1 we were dealing with Corona stuff as well as wait for Cassandra to make her move. In the same, it sounds like wait for Varian to make his move, and now we're on the same thing, but waiting for Cassandra now to make a move, since we don't know where she is right now. So yeah, it should be interesting to see where things go. Okay, well, I say this, but I already know what's going on. But yeah, pretty great. So no, like definitely a great start. And yes, the fan theories of her being Mother Gothel's daughter, which again is very, very like I said, but if you go back to episode 5 of season 1, the one where Rapunzel purposely traps Eugene and Cassandra in a dungeon cell so they'll kiss and make up, right? They open up and Cassandra tells her backstory of how she doesn't remember her real parents and everything, but she secretly hoped that one day they would come back for her or something. So again, this reveal has been foreshadowed since season 1. So it does so I do believe when the creators tell me that they planned this 3-season arc, yeah, the final product does show because everything lines up. And yeah, it's a good example of how you can do these things if you just plan your shit out.
Tune in for the next episode, which will be 2 or 3, depending on which incarnation of the series you're actually following, on which service. Properly named The Return of the King. So see you for that.
See you
See ya.
then.